Oz.
They really are, right? I mean, this is just for a recap for anybody that's not aware. I mean, we're talking about Take Flight. They're sitting at 5 official matches on this. They're 1-4. They lost, like you were talking about, against Boss on this with a 13-7. So it hasn't been great. But then when we kind of flip the script a little bit here, we're talking about 11 matches with an 8-3 record here for Party Astronauts. And yeah, they were able to take down Nouns in an overtime game. But you know what? They still got the win. So now we're about to find out if Take Flight are going to be able to do something a little bit different than what they did earlier. But man, oh man, they got a big test ahead of them.
They do get to start on that defensive side, so there is an opportunity here for Take Flight to rack up some rounds, gain some confidence, but it's going to be a B-sided execute for PA. 2 smokes across on over, and a chance to plant this bomb, but as soon as they try to take a dual Take Flight, they get eviscerated. Cxzi and Chop get a kill apiece, and now the bomb goes down unscathed, and as these smokes fade, PA vanish.
Yeah, and I even just noticed too that Rush is actually back in the server. So Cxzi, that's a little, unless that's a glitch, but I was going to say that's very interesting, but he's going to be in. That's fine. And yeah, he's still here. He's still going to be popping heads, and he's going to find himself that double. And Rush, somebody that came right from the bench, he's going to get that last one to get that first pistol round. And yeah, like you talked about, it was a pretty basic execute, but they make it look easy.
The thing is, Wolfie has actually left the server because of that, so there will be no AWP unless Cxzi wants to pick it up himself. And I know he tried to do it way back when, but he might not necessarily opt for it now. Again, I don't think it's necessarily needed on this T side if they want to continue to rack up these rounds, and this round will be very easy to do so. It's nice to see Rush back in the server. Always fun to see that stable piece, major winner in the server, no less.
Yeah, I even just watched that video, the old history video of CS. That was really fun to see.
Yeah,
a little bit of flashback of Rush in his glory with the NA major. And I don't think it's going to be a bit of a run here with these pistols, and instead it's just going to be an absolute mowdown with the Leals. Oh boy, all right. Party Astronauts are once again cool, calm, and collected. They get it done, and now we're finally going into the gun round. Not going to be an op on the board, but we'll have to see what these M4s are going to do.
They're going to have to do something magical here to stem this bleeding. It's been a just destruction so far in this series, and Take Flight really need a big win. They won't have that AWP to flex, but as you said before, those rifles are available. They're going to fight for mid-control straight away. They will garner that bit of the map, so that's great signs to start things out for Take Flight. But it's an A-sided default now for PA. As they get A main control, they want to try to barrel in. Only really on the side. Should a pop come through, this might get a little ugly. And he's actually pushing forward. He doesn't want to go back into safe havens. He wants to go and try to get some more information. And that might be to his demise. The boost comes up for Rush, and it's only one for Beaky. It's Kojo, the only player on the side of the map now. And slowly but surely, PA want to constrict this Alpha Bomb site.
Oh, and even Cxzi's able to get that duel, and I think that he was in Donuts, so he's just able to have a free fight. Takes down Kojo. Rush is still onto the tree, and he still hasn't been taken out. These CTs just haven't been able to figure this out. They can't win any sort of gunfight right now. A 4-on-2 coming in the advantage for Party Astronauts once more. Double player is going to be into Temple. This is not a good position at all. MDS does get a little bit of that kill with this, and now the swing comes in. Rush is still just hanging out on the tree, leaving it down to 1v2. No more utility. This is going to be a gunfight. Shutout trying everything he can to flush these players out. Cxzi now can just dance around Donut, have a quick bite. Just burn the clock here, and this is just becoming an issue. And Chop with a backstab, and man, oh man. Party Astronauts, again, they look so convincing in all these rounds.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, Take Flight's defaults do not look good enough. They're trying to find a way to battle back, and PA just constrict them out. 3-0 start now for them. No guns saved over either. And now PA have themselves a fourth teed up in front of them. not even really any vests in front of them either are Take Flight, just MDS with armor. And now just these packs are so hard to deal with if you're Take Flight. There's no real answer that you're able to find. Maybe you can get a pick off here in Ben Leet, and that'll be very nice for him to get an upgrade.
Oh man, that definitely is going to be a nice little bit of a pickup. Question what you'll do with it. He does have the armor too, so again, the aim punch isn't going to be an issue. Cxzi's already pushed himself past into red room. Now he's all the way deep in mid here. Beaky does have a good inkling, but the AK is just going to be too strong against the mag. Now the nades are coming in. Cxzi's going to be able to find a headshot. Takes down Kojo. Man, now leaving it to double players here in cave. This Mully not going to allow any sort of aggression, so they have to just hang back. Bomb plant's going to come through. A lot of these CTs have taken so much damage. Look at that utility. MDS down to 51. Shutout at 31 right now. This is not good. MDS has to be able to find the duel. He will not. Rush takes him out. These last two remaining players, the jig's up. They know exactly where they are. And I think we're going to see Shutout just kind of save that armor in the pistol, and he will. He's just going to walk away from this fight. He wants nothing to do with it.
Well, they actually managed to get that rifle. I was going to say, it's probably better for MDS if he would just head for the hills and hope the pistols do some work, but Shutout will reclaim that rifle. And PA will get that fourth. 3 players alive. The business continues to boom for them as the guns come out again for Take Flight. And this time they can flex that AWP. A reminder that Wolfie is not available for PA as of right now, meaning that most likely there won't be that op head-to-head involved in this map of Ancient.
Yeah, it's so tough too, because we were talking so much about the fact, like, you know, for Take Flight, like, this is not a good map for them, but, you know, they had a little bit of time where they could try something new or kind of, you know, watch the demo quickly to figure out, you know, a couple gimmicks they want to do differently. But I mean, this is already looking bad. They have a 48% win rate on this half, or on CT side, my apologies, but they haven't been able to find a round at all, right? I mean, that's the concerning part. Like, Party Astronauts have just looked so clean with everything they're doing on the T side.
I'm gonna try to fight fire with fire here. Aggression down the B bomb site, but nothing really giving up too much. There's some great trades from PA. They punish that aggression and they go one more. Cxzi gets a fight through Donut as well. Bleeding all over the map. Take Flight are battered and bruised.
Yeah, no, they definitely are. I mean, a 2-on-4, you're asking so much right now. There's not even a kit on any of these players, too. So the bomb goes down. Time is just going to be the essence here. Cxzi should be able to have this, and he does. And he takes a ton of damage for it, but now he's going to be gifted the kill. Now Beaky just doing everything he can. Desperado, and yeah, he's gone. A 5-0 gained right now for Party Astronauts. They are just looking like they will not stop right now. And it's going to be a lighter purchase probably coming back in for Take Flight. But Paladin, I feel like this might be a good time for the timeout.
Yeah, a 5-0 deficit is definitely a great time for it. Better late than never. You don't want this to just spiral out of control. But they're going to keep trucking on. Upgraded pistols around this A1S from Shutout, but you got to find some rounds somehow. Mid-control smokes being tossed out by PA. And it's all a ruse. It's all smokescreen as they want to go into this B bomb site straight away, and Shutout can't get involved at all. Rush doing what he does best, burying bodies here. Clasio will get another. Should be done and dusted here, lads.
Yeah, they just gotta save that M4. Like, Kojo's gotta get out of here. He can't even go for the fight. There's armor on all 3 of these players, and honestly, I would definitely agree that saving this is probably the best call. And even Kojo can't get away. He had the M4. So now these Deagles are just going to try to fight through things on Catwalk and B lane. It's just not going to happen at all. Half's going to be secured at 6 bare minimum right now for Party Astronauts. But again, we're sitting in a position where Kojo does have enough money for the op. Finally going to see the timeout coming through. I think they've realized, okay, they need a game plan and they need it right now.
There is so much that Take Flight have to come back with. At this point, 3-4 rounds would be enough to stem the bleeding. PA have already gotten away with a lot now. Anything for them now at this point is icing on the cake. A lot on the shoulders of Kojo. We talk about him being an impact player of this roster, and he's 0-6 to start out, 13 ADR. Hasn't been able to get involved at all at the starting half of Ancient, and you really need him to come alive. Beaky 1-6 as well. I mean, just if you look at kills across the board, 6 kills in 6 rounds total across the Take Flight members. That just screams a cry for help here at this point.
Oh, they need something. A little bit of an awkward fight coming in the middle, too, here from the CT side. MDS will get it done. Rush, he's going to be the sacrificial lamb. He's taken out. Chop now has already dropped well below 50, sitting at 39. Some aggression coming in from Gabe. Finally now, Take Flight are starting to cook with a little bit of gas into this one, putting themselves on a 5-on-2 with 1:23 remaining. This might be the round they need. That timeout could have panned out well. These players just on elbow. Another nade coming in, doing some more damage. Cxzi will win that fight. But man, they got some work cut out for them. Shutout waiting here on the red room, just trying to see what he can do. Pops ahead of one, pops ahead of the second. And finally, the goose egg, it's gone.
That's more like it. A little bit more brazen in mid. Trying to take those platform fights as well. And now, Take Flight have finally cracked that goose egg, as you said. 1 round on the board now. Need to make it a couple more to really make a half out of it. And PA have another chance to continue their winning ways and try to bounce back from that loss. Really just came down to some heads-up aim duels that they wanted to take earlier. They wanted to fight ahead of utility. And I don't necessarily like that, but when they have such a lead, you might want to use those irregular timings to help yourself out. They'll do just that. They'll flash through that smoke grenade in middle, and MDS is caught doing that little flashbang dance, doing the dab. And now, on opening 5v4 for PA yet again.
Yeah, that's just some good utility work coming in now. Double player is going to be coming through Cave. He's going to get aggressive with this op. He just gives up his body. And now it's even Gabe that's going to get taken out too. They just sacrificed 2 people for no reward at all now, leaving it to the 2-on-4. Shutout has to do something miraculous, but it's a one and done. And now Beaky's kind of sitting here like, okay, well, that's it. I got nothing to do in this situation. Can't even save an op. I'm just going to save the AK with the utility and everything I have on me. And Party Astronauts put themselves in a 7th round. And honestly, it comes down to that mid play. Like, I mean, the fact that they just used some basic utility, take down MDS, and that was it.
Yeah, no answers. No answers for that mid retake of middle from PA. And now, Beaky will have to hold on to this AK. He should be able to handle it, but Laz, it's 7-1 now. Are we really just going to see an absolute shutout here of Take Flight in this Jönköping qualifier? It would be so sad to see a team go to waste this quickly in the competition.
I know, and I was so excited for this, for this team as well. I mean, this is where we were talking so much about, Take Flight. Like, they got to play and, beat a team like Mythic to get themselves here. And the fact that we're even just talking about some of the teams that were invited and some of the teams that had to fight through the open qualifiers, both these teams made their way through that open qualifier. And Party Astronauts are just looking like they're going to rebound nicely from their loss against Nouns that was a pretty close affair. And now they're just going to guns blazing into this. Kojo finally gets his op to sing a little bit, getting his first kill into this game. Nade's coming through the tees, putting the Party Astronauts logo here in the sight. And still aggressing on this. Not even going to go for the plant yet. Still re-aggressing, and Ben, he's just going to crab walk and find himself a double. Oh my god, and now it's down to the 2-on-3. Beaky's doing everything he can. He's just spamming away. He's just tickling Ben's toes. And that might be, again, another round just given to Party Astronauts.
And that's just the kind of tilt settling in for Take Flight. They have that 1-man advantage, and they kind of overheat. They want to look for a little bit more. And as soon as Kojo's op runs dry, Ben Leet swings for the fences. That's just experience showing from PA, and they're running away with this one. 8 rounds now, the good for PA on this offense. And Take Flight have no answers. again, I can't stress this enough. It is just so hard for them to get involved in this game when the shots aren't hitting, and more so, you know, the positions are kind of all over the place. They don't really have a game plan. They're not on the same page. I mean, it's tough to be when you are down 1-8, but they've got to find a way to rally the troops. They've got to find a way to get their heads back into this more so than the rounds, you know, just try to get them mentally checked back into this game.
Yeah, absolutely, right? I mean, this is where we talked about some of the inexperience possibly from this Take Flight team, but this is where, you know, test teams a lot on the resilience and the mental fortitude and everything like that, but this is always a tough situation to be in. Like you said, a massive lead, half already secured, pushing the end point of this, and Take Flight, like, now just trying everything in their power to get a couple more rounds to find something here, but it's so hard to get yourself out of that rut. Now we're seeing a lot of individual plays, and even there, just look at that 1-2 combination. A site opened up for grabs again. We just cannot see these trade frags. MDS finally gets something, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to cook here, and this is going to be a molly that pushes him back, and look at shutout. He's done. He wants nothing to do with this situation at all, Paladin, and a 9th round just going to be secured for Party Astronauts.
That's a decisive play. Taking donut control almost instantaneously after crab walking their way all the way through. And that A main pressure, it was really the only solace that Take Flight had, and that gets ripped away from them as well. Chop dodges the flashbang with ease. And now, as you said, PA getting that 9th round on the board. They're going to try to save these guns. MDS will get one back. But Rush is hot on his heels. He will not save that AK. Sure, shutout, you can save this rifle all you want, but at the end of the day, man, it still reads a terrifying scoreline at the top of your scoreboard.
Oh boy, oh boy. I mean, in this kind of a situation now, too, it's like you just got to spend everything you have, right? I mean, you just got to keep the money flowing. You got to get the guns on the board. You got to do something different. So I would love to see Take Flight even going for, you know, a B main smoke, just getting that B ramp control, like trying something different, right? We just need to see them find that aggression like they kind of did on Mirage or something they did on the previous series. I think this raises back to your original point of talking about, you know, they're getting just beat up right now, and they just can't seem to get back into their full consciousness right now.
And, you know, a championship winning roster in North America, it's about keeping a cool head. And Beaky will try to do as much as he can to keep that mental up. Beautiful double for him. Keyed up for the 3rd, and he does take down Ben Leet. The bomb goes down on the A side, so there is something to write home about here for Take Flight. With 60 low as well. A lot rests on the shoulders of Chop if they want to make a round out of this one. And like Ships of the Night, they'll pass through in the middle. They will not be able to spot him out. Another opportunity there, and Kojo really nearly dropped the ball there. Surely a 2nd round on deck for the CTs, but is it enough? It's a real question.
Yeah, this is a big ask. You're talking a 1-on-3, Cxzi. This is an ace clutch too, right? Like, he's already sitting at the double kill. Man, if he can find this, if he can find the timing on this, he might even be able to get the bomb down. I mean, that would still be a big thing too. Just adding the extra coin. I mean, they don't really need it, to be honest, but he can do something. I mean, if he can find a kill, maybe 2, that's just going to be worse for wear here for the CT side. Oh, he's not even going to go for the plan. He's just going to fade it. He should get taken out, and BK is going to get that timing, and there we go. Take Flight will finally get themselves a secondary round. We're going in the last round of the first half, though.
It's all for staying alive in this tournament now. And that 3rd round feels compulsory for Take Flight to stay involved in this game. PA, they'll be happy with 9, but they'd love 10 as well, so don't count them out just yet, even with that 1 round. It doesn't really feel like a very replicable round for Take Flight, as was their previous round win. Quick mid-control straight into that lane fight, but it's an aggressive, brazen Cxzi to take all of this A site control. They'll smoke off Donut, and the bomb is here, or the bomb is not here, rather. And Cxzi will go down with nothing. Yeah, but exactly. That's the huge thing. A massive rotation from the Take Flight members And sure, you've got a smoke up, but it's all on the shoulders of Gabe in this final round of the half, and he only gets one. 3v4 to ensue. And now you got to keep your eyes out for Ben Leet, because he's got a backstab primed and ready.
Yeah, he's in a great position right now, too. Shutout just going to give his back. Oh, Ben, he's just trigger discipline. And even Beaky now coming through red. Oh, this is just looking worse and worse now in this situation. 45 HP, 39 for the second. Kojo can't even seem to find a person at all. He just gets eradicated, and now leaving it down to Beaky on the 1-on-3. It is not going to happen. That's going to be a 10-2 half, and we'll see you for the second.
Never felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. Hope you feel the same way too. I'm gonna hold on to you. Kick back, relax, there's no rush in wrapping things up for good. Feels like you're my first crush back then in the neighborhood. Higher, we fly, higher, the beautiful things you do. And higher, we fly, desire, these moments just with you. With you, with you, with you, with you, oh, with you, with you, with you, oh, with you, with you, with you, oh, yeah. Never felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. Hope you feel the same way too. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. It never felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. Hope you feel the same way too. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. I can't believe it's all true. Whenever you touch my hair, I'm feeling closer to you. Nothing else can compare. And higher we fly, admire the beautiful things you do. And higher we fly, desire these moments just with you. With you, with you, with you, with you, oh, with you, with you, with you, oh, with you, with you, with you, oh, yeah. It never felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on.
All right, party people, we're ready to go back here for the second map of the second half, and Party Astronauts have shown us a dominant T side, and now take Flyte. They're going to have to figure everything out in their cards to get themselves back in this game, or they could be packing themselves home.
That opportunity to potentially go into Jönköping is quickly dwindling for Take Flight. As they try their hand at this A site, they'll get a plant down. There's no kit available for PA, but they've got a double dually set ready and rearing to go. The playmakers of Cxzi and Cxzi just are waiting for these smokes to defade, and they will just swiftly pounce here. But it's a triple temple setup here for Take Flight. Can they read this?
Yeah, there's no utility either, so this is just going to be a gunfight. So now Take Flight. They do a great job just putting those Glocks to work. leaving it to drop by himself. He's to find 3 different headshots. Not going to happen. Take Flyte. They respond back pretty nicely here with a pistol. That has not been going their way at all, but a very interesting setup like you talked about in Temple, and it pans out well.
Yeah, it's really hard to suss it out and clear it out. You don't have any Molotovs as well. You don't have any smoke grenades to cut off rotations. So, unfortunately for PA, they can't get involved. They'll take this immediate full eco in the round next, and I don't mind it at all. You want to get those rifles out as quickly as possible. Try to just quell Take Flight's chances at a comeback almost instantaneously. Why not give them 1 round as a consolation at this point?
Triple player stack coming in from Cave here from the CT side of Party Astronauts. I don't even think any money was spent at all. They just kept every single penny. They want nothing to do with the spending money. They want to make sure they have enough here for round number 15. Take Flight, getting themselves into a site. It is a bit of a stack though, so they could be a little bit maybe of an issue, but looks like these Mac 10s of Gabe just going to find himself that triple, so that's going to rack some serious coin. Looking to see if he can get a 4th. He will. And man, he's already sitting at $6,400 from that already. That is massive.
They want to upgrade Kojo, they definitely can. But they want to keep this pace up, they'll play the bonus, and I don't mind it. But this is where things will start to get a little worrisome for Take Flight as the guns come out for PA. And more importantly, the utility as well to garner some mid-control. The smoke goes out almost instantaneously. And Cxzi will be there to claim that. Does it on a solo mission, and with that they can lean 3 players to that B-bomb site early, as that hit might be coming rather quickly.
Yeah, a little bit more decisive decision-making coming in right now from Take Flight. I'm kind of liking this a bit more. Grouped up for the 4-1 split, have the players on B ramp. Looking a little bit more composed here for the execute. Look at these nades just flying through. Rush now going to be throwing the smoke here just to block things off in Cave with the CTs. They're still putting this firepower to work. It's going to be Kojo with the double Mac 10s. Still now the man advantage here for Party Astronauts. A fake plant coming in just in case. Waiting things out a little bit more. The lurk still coming in from Shoutout, but the timing! Oh, it just could not be worse. Beaky now on a 1-on-3, still holding the bomb, trying to win some kind of a duel, trying to do something, a difference maker if he can. Players are all over the place. 1 on Pyramid, 1 in Cave, 1 on B ramp. They bring things everywhere. They're just giving up these 1-on-1 fights. What are they doing? What are they doing? And now, putting it into the 1v1, 64 HP, and Beaky comes alive with a triple clutch.
That was so poorly played from PA. I don't know why they were so willing to fight prior to that bomb plant. Give up the bomb plant. I think that's totally fine. You've got the man advantage, and you've got an opportunity. And as soon as 60 spots Beaky out, that should be done. It should be round over. Instead, Beaky capitalizes on the mistakes of PA and says, play on. Let's give a piece of life to this series, and Take Flight get themselves a 5th in an unlikely situation.
A little bit of a firefight, and it's going to be the fists. The gloves are off, and Rush. He's flexing some muscles here. He's got the double Mac 10 kill. He's got some extra coin grabbed. He's going to be able to pick up a rifle here, throwing things around for his teammates.
What?
And then Ben wins a fight too? Oh no, not again. Not a situation that we're going to see Beaky trying to come alive with a clutch. He can only ask for so much. He does some damage, but he just can't get it done. And Party Astronauts, they're thieves. They just take that round away.
Oh my goodness, that tap nearly looked on there, Laz, and if Ben Lead goes down, it's anyone's game yet again. But, as you said, he can only do so much. 11 rounds now for PA. They hold strong, they run the coffers of Take Flight, and now, this is for all the marbles. Lost bonus has not been built up as well, so this is really everything out for Take Flight. This is their tournament lives on the line. Nades through, and MDS just gets eviscerated through utility alone. Sure, Kojo pulls one back, but that opening kill is very integral. A player that has gotten so many important openings is down early.
Happy to Cxzi's like now debating going for this fight, but Ben wins this. How is this happening? Oh no, these 1-on-1 peaks, they pan out. Now leaving it to a 2-on-4. Ben leads down to 46. Cxzi at 73, the rest at 100, so this is not an easy thing to do. Ben just behind triple. If they had a molly, that could have flushed him out. The nade should do decent damage. That is chunky. That is big. And now, Ben's just waiting things out, not making a peep. As quiet as a mouse, trying to do what he can. Shutout trying to push him, trying to reaggress. He's going to find him. Peekaboo. And now, Cxzi waiting things out on Donut. Shutout, really strong position, but he still commits to the fight. Giving up this body. Now Gabe. This is a big thing to do here. I mean, he could try to go all the way around an A. He doesn't have any idea of this. Oh, he does. Oh, he does. He knows Paladin. He's just going to run. He's going to get the sneakers on. And this is going to buy him some time. This post plant is going to be everything.
There's a real opportunity here for Gabe. Leading by example. And it should be a hell of a 1v3, but Chop has already made it to King. Is he aware of how advanced he is? No, he isn't. And with that, EA will do some bodily harm after. Get the defuse through and really letting it in. Just giving it to him. And oh my goodness. Talk about just insult to injury there for Take Flight.
Oh man. There's just nothing lining up for him. The stars are not aligning for Take Flight at all. It's just been party astronauts that have just looked so scary coming back into the lower bracket. A 13-4 win on the first. Now we're even at a point where it's map and series point here with a 12-5 scoreline. One more to get this thing done. That keeps them alive in this tournament. And this round, if it doesn't go well here for Take Flight, they're done. They're back in the bags, and Jönköping is not even going to be a conversation anymore. Ben puts the op to work, finds a first connection. Still going to get a little bit more pressure here from Take Flight. The Shadow's giving him a bit of information. Nades flying in. Take Flight, they're not even going to hesitate. They're just going to commit to this fight. They want to try to do everything they can. Gabe just goes through the smoke. He just gives up his body. And this thing could be all over quickly. It's 3-on-5. Players are still stuck behind this utility. They're just getting eaten alive by the utility. And Paladin, I think this thing's going to be done and dusted unless we see some amazing, heroic play from Beaky. With no more utility, a Galil in hand, stuck in A main. I think this one's done, and Party Astronauts might have themselves another chance here in the lower bracket to find themselves a victory. Gonna press forward. Beaky's fully blind. He can't see a darn thing, and there it is. It's going to be a 13-5 victory, and Party Astronauts have kept themselves in this qualifier, but Take Flight, they're out.
That is incredible from the Party Astronauts. It's absolute domination from start to finish. It doesn't really feel like they had to work for it at all. Throughout